Bienvenue et salut chez Chef Dev à la maison. Aujourd'hui, je vais vous présenter une recette avec laquelle j'ai grandi. So today we're going to be doing a recipe that I've grown up with. We're using Chapmans maple walnut ice cream. This is premium, and basically growing up in Canada, I spent a lot of time in Ottawa. And in Ottawa, I'd go to Elgin Street Diner and I'd get poutine. And I'd go to Di Rienzo's in Ottawa and I'd get cannolis on the weekends. And I would skate. We would ice skate on the Rideau Canal, and I'd crush beaver tails. So today we're gonna take that beaver tail, we're gonna take that Canadian fried dough with cinnamon and sugar, and we're gonna make an ice cream sandwich with it. We're also gonna do candied bacon. Let's start with the beaver tail. I have a half cup of warm milk, about $1.10 Fahrenheit if you wanna know. And we're looking at the same temperature, quarter cup of warm water, 2.5 teaspoons of dry active yeast, and I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Also something super exciting to share with you. Let this chill about 10 minutes, okay? Not chill, but let it hang out rather is a better word. Another exciting thing to share with you is this is a recipe for the beaver tails that is from a dear friend of mine who I love so much. Her name is Miranda. She was my co-host. I was her co-host on the LCBO Food and Drink Show 5 Stops. It was a YouTube series where we discovered artisanal food and drink across Ontario. This is Miranda's recipe, and she's a rock star. Give her a follow at Little Miranda Piggy, and she's just such a cool, dope person, such a talented cook, talented chef, and if I didn't say it once before, I love you, Murmur, okay? So let's do a little bit of candied bacon. In a bowl here, I have some brown sugar, about a couple tablespoons. Let's add in, I don't know, that much maple syrup. Let's also, it's about a tablespoon and a half of maple syrup. Let's add in a good amount of black pepper. Oven's at 350, bake, good amount of black pepper. And what I wanna do is create kind of a loose paste here. We're gonna add in probably, no, I'm not gonna add in any more maple syrup. Just once it's wet like this, okay? Studded with that black pepper. I have a wire rack. I have my bacon here. I have 6 strips, and I'm just going to brush the bacon with this mixture, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Parchment underneath, in the oven about 20 minutes. We're gonna come back and take a look at this yeast. Hopefully it's getting all bubbly in there, and we're gonna move on with this beautiful recipe using this Chapman's premium maple walnut ice cream. Coming right back. Okay, folks, it's been about 10 minutes. The mixture has become foamy. The yeast is doing its thing. My kitchen, my home is starting to smell like candied bacon, and trust me, if it was a body spray, I would buy it and I would use it. We're gonna add in some other ingredients in here. We're gonna go in with some melted butter. As such, we have an egg. Boom, egg goes in. We're gonna add in some sugar and some high quality vanilla, okay? I'm adding a little bit more vanilla in this recipe. I think Murmur, her name's Murmur, by the way. That was my name on set for Miranda. I think she used half a teaspoon. I'm gonna go with just a little bit more. I'm gonna go to 1 full teaspoon. And what I'm gonna do is bring this together very slowly. And I'm gonna gradually add in my flour, which is 2.5 cups. I want this to knead essentially for about 4 to 5, maybe even 6 minutes. And then what's gonna happen is we are going to remove this and we're gonna finish kneading it on the surface, okay? So carefully add in your flour, maybe go a little bit faster. Cool, just like that, until it is all incorporated in. So once this is done and stop sticking to the sides, 4, 5, 6 minutes, give or take. Everyone's mixer may be different. The speed you may be using might be different. Once this comes together, we remove it, and then we are going to knead it out. Bacon. Okay guys, it's been a few minutes. The dough has stopped sticking to the sides. Here it is. Let us flour our station as such. Use as much flour as you need to prevent it from sticking. And what we're gonna wanna do is knead this. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back towards me, and I can keep turning it. You know, any way that you wanna knead, just go for it. There's all kinds of different ways to do it. So what you're gonna do is we're trying to create elasticity. We're trying to develop gluten, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna continue kneading this for several minutes until it is very, oh man, bacon's a minute 12 away. Shout out 112. But yeah, we're gonna keep, see we have a nice dough coming here, so gonna keep this going. Once this becomes nice and elastic, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it into a bowl, an oiled bowl, a lightly oiled bowl, and I'm gonna cover it with a wet towel. Damp towel rather. I'm gonna leave it for about 30 minutes or so. And we want it to increase in size, okay? Kind of want to wait 44 seconds so you can hear that beep for the bacon, but no, I'm not going to waste your time. You have things to do today. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here is our dough. Really nice. Bacon is ready into my oiled bowl. We're going to let this proof now. We're going to let this chill and rest for about 30 minutes, okay? And then we'll come back. Okay, so it's been about approximately an hour. We're looking for our dough to double in size, and it's exciting because we're this much closer to making our Chapmans ice cream sandwiches. So, take this off. Here it is. You see how it's all filled in. I'm just gonna use a wooden spoon. If you have a bench scraper at home, whatever is clever. We're gonna turn this out onto a floured surface again. Shake that across. We're gonna lightly punch it down. Really cool dough. Miranda knows what she's doing. Let's get that more into the frame here. And what we're gonna do is, Miranda's recipe says to do this into about 8 pieces, but I'm looking for more like 12 because I'm not doing your standard beaver tail. You know, your beaver tail generally looks like the size of a beaver tail, but for this Canadian fried dough recipe, I'm gonna look for something a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna aim to get this into 12 pieces. Again, let's get that into the shot. This is a dull knife that I use for things like this. So we're looking for 12, so I'm gonna do 6. Okay, cut that across again, cut that across again, like there and like there. So here we have 12 pieces. Then from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this into a nice circle, sphere, ball, okay? Okay, and now what we're gonna do is lightly floured, and I'm gonna roll this out into the shape of an oval. Okay, so I'm looking for an oval shape here. This is looking pretty good. See what we're looking for here? Something like this. And this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this proof again. I'm also going to score it. Okay, Miranda suggests that we give it a little bit of a score to give it that kind of a tail. Boom, boom, boom. That's so simple. Muy fácil, okay? So I'm gonna let this proof again. I have a tray over here, lightly floured. Half an hour, let this proof, then we're gonna fry it in oil, okay? So simple. Let us finish up our Chapman's ice cream sandwiches, okay? It's been about half an hour for our second proof. I have half cup of sugar here. I have a cast iron with oil here. It's at about 350. I'm using a shallow vessel. I recommend that you use something deeper at home. I'm doing this so you'll be able to see. What we're gonna do is drop in a little bit of salt, and then I'm gonna add in some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and also some cardamom. This is gonna give us a really nice flavor. This is totally optional. You can just do cinnamon sugar, which is pretty classic, but I'd rather do this. It's gonna give more nuances, more flavors, more excitement. So I have a couple guys here, and we're gonna drop this carefully into the oil. See how it's bubbling up right away? And I'm looking for probably golden brown, so about a minute per side. I'm going to carefully flip them over, and then they're gonna go immediately, once they're golden brown on both sides, they're starting to puff up a bit. See, this is why I wanted a shallow vessel. I really want you to be able to see. Once they go golden brown, they're puffing up a bit, flip them over, they're gonna go right into the sugar. Should I do this in real time? Oh my God. How cute is that? Little baby beaver tail. You know what? We're gonna push to do this in real time. So having said that, off with the heat, residual heat. Be very careful at home. Do not attempt this at home, okay? So I'm gonna slide this off. I have a little bit of a spot on this that is a little bit not cooked. So what we're gonna do is just spoon over, hot oil on top. That is going to even out the cooking. From here, I'm going to remove, okay? Cute, eh? So this goes over here, just for a hot second. By spooning over that hot oil, you see we had that white spot before, by just spooning the hot oil on, it gets rid of that. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna lay these down, they're very hot, and then we're just going to get this covered in sugar. Oh man, I love this. I love this kind of stuff. You have no idea. It's just so much fun. This is all I want to do, okay? So here we have another one. So here are our two tails. I'm gonna leave these on the board, a clean board rather, so you can see log one. Clean up a little bit. Making a mess, child. Let's get the old Chapmans crème glacée, érable et noix. That's the premium walnut ice cream. Well, for those English-speaking peeps, we're gonna put down, just like this, our beaver tails. Really cute, really nice. I'm actually gonna slice some bacon. So remember we had the candied bacon? So I have a couple pieces of candied bacon here. Now this is totally optional. You don't have to add this in. There is a lot of sugar going in here. My trainer will annihilate me, but nonetheless, we're going big or we're going home today. Well, I'm already at home. We're going big. Chop up, you hear that crunch? Chop up that bacon, push this off to the side. Let's get out our ice cream, and I'm gonna grab a plate. I need something cute. What should I do? Cute. Put this down in the frame. Remove our lid. Really exciting. Really exciting. Gonna take this Chapman's maple walnut ice cream. Make sure the hash marks, if you did make, oh, it's so soft. If you did make them, make sure they're on the outside. It's all about presentation, okay? Put down a nice scoop of ice cream. You can see how nice and soft these are. Miranda, what a beautiful recipe. It's on the Food Network Canada website. So on top of our sandwich here, okay, sugar going everywhere, great. Let's put down some of our candied bacon on top and make sure the hash marks are on the outside. Press this down. The ice cream is starting to melt. Great. I love it. This is an ice cream sandwich with a hot beaver tail. Get excess bacon out of the way. Clean down your station like this. And here we have the Chapman's ice cream sandwich using the premium brand, the maple walnut. How beautiful does that look? We have a cinnamon, and cardamom and nutmeg infused sugar. Our maple walnut ice cream is gently melting, and we have our candied bacon on top. If I didn't say it before, I'll say it again. And I know I said it before. My trainer will annihilate me. But nonetheless, going big, going home. It might be hot. You see how soft and donutty this is? So fluffy, so delicious, so amazing. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Go out, grab some Chapman's ice cream. They have low-calorie options. They have sorbets. They have a premium brand. They have the original stuff that myself and a lot of you grew up with. Go experiment, make this dish, and I'm gonna go hide from my trainer. Much love to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and more to come.